I had diapers on his ass. I had clothes on his ass.
So after reviewing a really good horror movie, we now have to review this hunk of crap. And I might as well do it outside since it's a pretty day, even though it's cloudy in my area. Okay, so he's all that. Yes, they went there. This is a 2021 teen romance comedy film in name only. This is directed by Mark Waters, a talented director who has since fallen from grace. This is a gender-swapped remake of She's All That, which in turn was a modern adaptation of Pygmalion from 1913 and the 1964 movie My Fair Lady. This stars Addison Rae, Tanner Buchanan, Madison Pettis, Peyton Reed, Rachel Leigh Cook, and Matthew Lillard returning from She's All That in different roles. Oh my god. I cannot believe that this actually exists. Okay, let's just go into the plot, okay? Look, I just want to talk about the plot. Let's get this shit over with, alright? Paget Sawyer is an Instagram influencer in her final year of high school who lives with her divorced mother, a local nurse. She discovers her boyfriend, fellow influencer and aspiring hip-hop artist Jordan Van Drani, is cheating on her with a background dancer, and is further humiliated when the live stream of their breakup results in the loss of her sponsorship. To redeem herself, she accepts a challenge to turn the school's least popular boy, Cameron Queller, as the prom king. Does that sound familiar to you? Good, because this is shot for shot, scene for scene, word for word, almost the same movie as the original. And let me tell you something, in 3 little clips, yeah, thank you to those clips, because honestly, this is without a doubt one of the worst movies of this year. I don't even know how this was able to get greenlit. Once again, I'm holding my phone because I do have my notes of who's all in it and why I didn't like it so much. I don't know whose idea was to sign off on this. I don't know. Let me explain it to you right now. The original She's All That isn't that great. It is very misogynistic. It is very gross. But for its 1999 times, it has some good, decent moments in there. It's not good, but you know what? When the original She's All That is a better movie than He's All That, we got a problem on our ass. We have a problem on our asses. There is almost not a single redeeming aspect in this movie. I'm gonna start right off with there are 2 things I like about this movie. One, I think the technical aspects are fine. I think technical wise, cinematography wise, production design wise, costume wise, it's a good looking movie. It's a good looking movie aesthetic wise. And I will say that it does have some competency to it in terms of its camera work. And for the most part, if I'm going to be fair, I will say this cast did fine. I don't think this is any of the actors' fault. Addison Rae, this is her first movie, I'm pretty sure, and I'm sure she will get better than this. I'm sure one day she'll have a movie that we can say, holy shit, she's good here. But for this movie, the script is bad, but she's playing the same character as Freddie Prinze Jr., and she is trying with this material. Also, the new guy, Tanner Buchanan, he's also trying. He's also doing the best that he can. Madison Pettis from Corey in the House, The Game Plan, freaking Mostly Ghostly. We know Madison Pettis. She is a beautiful. She is a beautiful young actress, beautiful actress. And I've always thought she was a decent actress. And yes, I know she's grown from a little girl to a child to an adult now. And yes, she is good looking, but she's trying also. All the cast is trying. Even the cameos by Rachael Leigh Cook and Matthew Lillard, I thought were cool. It's nice seeing Matthew Lillard here. That did put a smile on my face because I am a fan of his. But that's it. The technical aspects and the acting are the only saving graces about this movie, because everything else involving He's All That is bad. First off, let's just go into it right now. The writing in this movie. Like I said, this is just the same movie as She's All That, but done 1,000 fucking times worse than the original. The dialogue in this movie is shit. There's not a single character in this movie I cared about. The only somewhat character I cared about was maybe Madison Pettis' character, but even then, she doesn't even have the most development. I can't just care about these characters because they're talented people. You have to give me, I need more from my teen movies, especially from teen young adult movies at this point. When we live in a day and age where we have shit like Me Too and this bullshit cancer culture and shit, you would think they would actually step their game up and make a better movie than the original. And I thought that's what they were going to do, but nope. This is just the same movie as the original. The script is atrocious. Not a single character you care about. Also, the editing in this movie is complete boring. I didn't fall asleep, but it was freaking boring. This felt like I watched Blade Runner 2049 by the time this movie actually ended. This movie felt like it went on for that long. I literally have to take a breaks as I was watching this movie because it was that damn boring. And also, let me just say right now, the music and the soundtrack and music in this movie is crap. This is one of the worst soundtracks I've seen, because usually besides characters and story, music for me can also really make or break a movie. In this case, it breaks the movies because there's good songs in here. It's just this is a very bad put together soundtrack. The musical score is decent, but even then, there's nothing to run home about because it's rounded in a very bad movie. And this is just 2021 written all over it. You have some of the worst cliche jokes that you could think of. You have social media, which I don't have a problem with social media being marketed in a movie. I use damn social media. But the way they do it here is completely obnoxious. And it's just not fun. It's not fun, it's not entertaining, it's not creative. Not to mention, I'm just gonna say it right now, Mark Waters, we need to have a conversation, man, directing wise. You went from making great stuff like Freaky Friday and Mean Girls, a great movie, Lindsay Lohan's best movie, one of my favorite comedy of all time, one of the movies that made my top 100 favorites of all time last year, and you do some shit to Vampire Academy, which I hate that movie too, but it was more memorable than this. And now you're gonna do some shit like this? Come the fuck on, man. Look, you've done better movies. You've done better. Mr. Popper's Penguins is flawed, but I enjoy that movie. Ghost of Girlfriend's Past is not a good movie, but you know what? I can get some enjoyment out of it. And at least it tried something different. This movie didn't try anything different at all. Also, just like Heaven, the Spiderwick Chronicles, he's a capable director. You did Magic Camp last year, and that was actually pretty decent. What happened? Because the directing in this movie is inexcusably lazy. Is inexcusably lazy. Nothing is coherent, nothing makes sense in this plot. It's just the same exact movie that we've seen as the last movie.
I said the lawyer and the judge.
This movie is only an hour and 31 minutes. Thank God. Because if this was 3 hours, we would have had hell of a day.
I can get you.
Also, my big thing with this movie is how this movie takes a stab at bashing guys. Again, you say what you want about the original movie. At least it did not bash any fucking male character in here. This movie goes out of its way to do man bashing at its worst. This is even worse than Black Christmas 2019 with the man bashing. My God, like for real, why would you do this? We are not all bad people. Men are not bad people. Yes, there are some bad men out there, especially bad teenagers in high school who has no respect and decency for girls or anybody. But here, it's just done to the point where it's insanely obnoxious and it's insanely stupid. There's only one freaking decent character in this movie. That was the main guy, the main male. He's an antisocial rebel who likes to take photographs, like me, who likes taking pictures, who likes taking selfies and shit. Also, another decent character I thought was Isabella Carvetti as Bryn Queller. Like I said, these actors are trying. I just wish this was a better movie. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm not going on any longer with this movie. He's All That is definitely, this ain't All That. I'm just gonna say it right now. This is a chore to get through. This movie is awful. This is definitely one of the worst movies of the year. And I just recently sat through Music, and that review is coming. It's coming. I already got my notes written for it too. I sat through Cosmic Sin. And I did make a joke on my Instagram giving this 3.5 stars, which was almost 4. If y'all thought I was gonna be positive about this movie, then you must be out of your mind. Almost everything fails about this movie. The characters aren't good. The writing is good. And making this to a gender swap remake, if you were gonna go that route, you should have just did something different. I would have been fine with this movie if you would just completely went out your way and did something different. At the end of the day, I just don't like this film. I do not like this movie. I hate this film. It is awful. I'm not even going to tell you to go on my social media links. You know where to go. I hate this movie. I'm giving He's All That a skip it.